One of the things I'm really excited about with AI is its ability to orchestrate our work across a lot of different tools. So we all have a tech stack. We might be using 10, 15, 20, 30 different tools. And each of those tools has a login, and then they have an interface, and they have buttons, and things change, and you got to figure out where the settings are in your profile, multiplied by 15, 20, 30 tools. That's a lot. AI, the promise of AI is that it creates this new abstraction layer where we have one interface to orchestrate all of the work. So I'm going to give you an example. I use Attio for my CRM, and I use Resend for my newsletter. I have a list in Attio called email subscribers, and I want to keep that in sync. So when new subscribers come on Resend, they show up in Attio, and when people unsubscribe in Resend, I'll take them off the list in Attio. So I'm going to use Claude to do that, to sync Resend subscribers with Attio. Okay, so it's launching the skill sync resend to Attio. I created a skill with a couple different steps. So first it's going to compare the list. I've got all of my API keys in one password to approve it. So I needed an API key for resend and an API key for Attio with the right permissions to be able to do this. Okay, so it's got 247 in Resend, 236 in Attio, 232 already matched. So it wants to add 12 and remove 4. So I'm going to say go ahead. You see it's using this word upsert. That's a cross between update and insert. So some of these already exist in Attio, so I might just update them. Give it permission. And then the others that don't exist will insert them. So for instance, I might have already been talking to someone, have a relationship with them in Attio, and they just subscribed to my newsletter on Resend. Well, I don't want to create a duplicate, so I want to make sure I find their email first and update them before I add them to the list. All right, so we've added the 12. Now we want to remove the 4. Go for it. Anytime that this is like a removal, I'm not deleting those people from the CRM, but I am dropping them off the list. I'm always a little bit cautious. So I built in a step to just make sure that I approve it anytime that I'm deleting something. Okay, and then the last step is going to compare them side by side to make sure that they were accurate. All right, so there's 247 Resend subscribers, 243 Attio entries. This is expected because a few people on Attio have multiple email addresses. So there's people who subscribe to my list with 2 different email addresses, the same person twice. That's how much they love my newsletter. This is pretty cool. There's lots of things like this from this sort of chat interface where if you create a skill in Claude and you add the API keys and sort of build that infrastructure, you can start to do pretty simple things like keeping this up to date. This is another example. Maybe I don't have access to the website so that I can create like on form submission. It goes to Attio and Resend at the same time. I don't know how to set that up. That's not comfortable for me. If you have the API and you can get into the back end, you can do this from here. And so just run this sync every so often. I've even doing this when I create new newsletters, when I publish things to my website, when I send newsletters out to my audience. I'm doing this all from this little box right here, and it feels good. Let me know if you want to learn more.